Hey, welcome everyone to another video presentation. So I have this first graphic up here because this is how I want you to set up your paper. You've got a horizon line that divides the paper in half. Work with your paper in landscape format. I think that would be best. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your vanishing point right in the middle of it all, and then you're going to put your measuring point off to the side. Technically it could go off to the left or to the right. It doesn't matter. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a 6-inch wide, 12-inch long, 6-inch wide, 12-inch long rectangle that's centered on your central vanishing point, so that when you draw the lines that go from the corner to corner, they go right through the central vanishing point. And once you have that done, then you're ready to get started with the drawing itself. Okay, let's get started here. So I'm drawing with my cursor going from the bottom opposite corner from my measuring point, drawing across to the measuring point, and then up to the bottom or the top opposite corner. And you can see I'm circling key intersecting points that are important to understand there. These are going to be the back of our box. So I'm drawing the back of the box now. And it's just straight up, straight over, straight down. And if I've done it right and I've lined up properly, should be able to go straight across and connect right into it. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so I'm now drawing the line of sight. Now remember, horizon line is what divides space for us to help us to know what's above us and what's below us. Line of sight helps us to see what is to our right and what is to our left. As you can see, my cursor is indicating a key intersecting point there. This is going to be the midpoint of the plane on the bottom of the box that we drew. It's going to be different from what is known as the major axis of the ellipse that we will draw on it. So let's just establish that midpoint of the plane first. And there we go. Now we have a front and a back to this plane here. The back is smaller than the front. It's more compressed. Compression of space and diminution of size is what is happening there. Since I'm doing this digitally, I was able to establish where to start with my with my ellipse, and now I'm drawing the major axis. Now, the major axis divides the ellipse directly in half, but it does not correlate with the midpoint of the plane. All right, so now we're going to draw one up above, I think, yes. Same idea. An ellipse is a circle that is turned on its side, and that's what needs to be remembered. Now I'm going to draw, and I've chosen a random spot, and it just so happened to correlate with that line going back to the measuring point, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to make a new plane here, and I'm going to make a new angle going back to that measuring point, and that's our key spot. We need to draw lines to and from. So go back from the right front corner to the right back corner, over to the correct vertical line, to the left back corner, and to the left front corner, and we have a new plane. So now we need to establish Yeah, that's what I was trying to illustrate there. Make sure you draw it to the correct line so that it lines up with the vanishing point. So yes, draw in that midpoint of the plane. I draw the ellipse first, and then I figure out where the major axis is going to be. That's my operating procedure. I place the ellipse on there. You know, I draw these digitally and I make them look easy. You'll have to draw them mechanically by hand, and it's going to be tougher, but it'll teach you some things. Now, that whole ellipse looks different, and it's a different shape, and it's more compressed because it's closer to the horizon line. And so we have a new plane that I'm making. It's even closer to that horizon line. Only I'm putting this above the horizon line so you get a different look. And there is the shape of that plane, even more compressed. And then we need to draw, of course, the midpoint of the plane. So I hope this is enough for you to see how to draw this process out here. Okay. Okay, there's our major axis. So here we have the plane that put the circle on, they put the ellipse on from the bird's eye point of view. Front half, back half, and then the one down below shows the major axis and where it sits. And all that sits behind the major axis is compression of space or diminution of size. And so that's what we need to see and recognize in terms of how this works. So there is a lot to take in and unpack here for you to understand how things are working with regard to these ellipses as they sit on planes that we make for them. It's important to understand how they work in the depth of space. That's what we're all about visually as artists. Thanks for listening. Take care.